What's the deal, baby? You already know it is the Big Boss House, Boss Dog K-Po through the dough, here to talk this boxing. So we're going to talk about Erickson Lubin's interview with Fight Hype. He was asking series of questions also about Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia, other fighters that he wanted to fight. First and foremost, man, peace among everybody, man, for real. Pray for peace and harmony and whatever you're dealing with. I pray that you're able to, get over it. Like I tell y'all in every video, bad times don't last, good people do. But I like Erickson Lubin energy. He's one of my favorite fighters. You know what I mean? Just his energy, he always working. You know what I mean? A dude that's always in the gym. Like I'm always in the gym. But it's not about me. It's about the champ, Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin, man, like hard worker, got skill, got power, and he knows who he is as a man and as a fighter, and that's what I respect about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a lot of guys out here in the boxing game, they don't know who they are. They take a loss, and it's over for them. Erickson Lubin is a guy that's still motivated and determined to be a champion, and he believes he can do that. So, and I think he can too, I think that, once Charlo leaves 154, I think that Lubin can, possibly take over the division. That's just my opinion. But I like his energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they brought up the Terrence Crawford. They asked his thoughts on Terrence Crawford. He said, hey, I don't know too much about that situation, and, as far as Terrence Crawford and Jamel, and he was just saying that's between them. So then the guy was like, well, shit, would you fight Terrence Crawford? And he said, yeah, I'll fight him. If it came to that, I will fight him. I'll fight Errol. I want to fight the best fighters in the world. He also brought up Castano and, Charlo. He wants a rematch with Charlo, Fundora. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude hungry. You know what I'm saying? And each time I see him, on Instagram, he in the gym. He working. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he from time to time, he may do something fun with his kids, but he working. You know what I mean? He always working in the gym, and I gotta respect a fighter like that who's always working on that craft, working to get better. His fight against Fundora, let's be real. Yeah, he lost because his coach, threw in the towel, but because he was concerned about his safety. But, at the end of the day, that was a fight of the year. You know what I'm saying? And he was up on the cards. So, up until the stoppage. So, I just think that, he just, that's what happens. When you fight the best early on, you're going to take some losses. He came up short, but, this dude right here, I think, can be a champion at 154. Now he did express his displeasures with Danny Garcia. And it's not a beef thing. It's just more or less like he feels like if you're going to come to 154, you should be one to fight 154 pounders. Danny Garcia called out Keith Thurman to fight at 154, and he didn't agree with that. And I had to agree. If you're going to come to a weight class, you can't be going backwards, trying to look to bring up another guy from another weight class. Like, you got to fight the guys in this division. And I have to agree, because Danny Garcia is a name. He did a lot of views on his last fight, and that was against Jose Benavidez Jr. No disrespect to Jose Benavidez, but ain't nobody watching Jose Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? They all came to watch Danny Garcia fight. So I just think that, that's Danny Garcia is a big name in boxing. He needs to fight those guys at 154, especially when it pertains to, wanting to be the best and wanting to get a belt. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I do see what Danny Garcia is trying to do. He's trying to get acclimated to the weight. So he's trying to see if, he can acclimate to the weight and fully fill out. You know what I'm saying? Because Danny Garcia is small at 154. We just going to be honest. You know what I mean? Them dudes up there big. That's why I be saying when Terrence Crawford coming up there, it was like, You know, he talking about he gonna come up there. I was like, I don't know about that. Now, like I said, they did ask him about Terence Crawford and Jermell Charlo. He did point out the strengths of each fighter. And he pointed out Jermell Charlo is a good fighter and has boxing IQ and has high IQ. But he also said Terence Crawford has IQ, you know, and a lot of skill. But he also said 154 is different. You know what I mean? Jermell Charlo is big, and, you know, it's just different up here. So I do like the fact he said that. You know, he didn't hate on anybody. He just pointed out that, like, I'll fight anybody, you know? So, but my opinion, what I want to see from Erickson Lubin, like I said before, I want to see him fight Tony Harrison. I think that's a headlining fight. Brian Castano, or even rematch Fundora. You know what I'm saying? I think he should rematch Fundora, truthfully. You know, now that I think about it, that'd be the number one thing. If he rematch Fundora, I think he can beat him. You know, because the problem with Fundora is Fundora doesn't fight like his height, if that makes sense. Fundora's like 6'5". There's no reason why a fighter should be touching you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he should be jabbing boys. He should be beating dudes from the outside and moving. But he gives up his height, and that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gives up his height, and then he fights other guys' fights. You know what I mean? Now, granted, he won his fight against Erickson Lubin. Excuse me. And he won his last fight. But like I said, he gives up his height. And I just don't like that. You know, as a fighter of his caliber, of his height. You know, if I was 6'7", ain't no way you getting on the inside of me. It's not happening. Pause. That sounds weird. But ain't no way you're going to get, you know, close to me, bro. Like, it's not happening. So, I do think Erickson Lubin can beat Fundora. I do think Erickson Lubin versus Castano's a 50-50 fight. That's a tough fight right there, because Castano is very good. You know what I mean? Very, very good. So, there's a lot of fights at 154. That's why I sit there and say, when I hear Terence Crawford talking about, I come up there and, you know, become undisputed, I'm like, man, you got to pay your dues up there. You can't come up here and then just go straight for Charlo. Like, you know, you got to pay your dues. If you're going to move to 154, you need to fight Erickson Lubin. And that's what Charlo said. You know, you fight Erickson Lubin, you know, Castano, all of them. Pay your dues. You know what I'm saying? But you got to worry about Errol first. You know, that's what you should be worrying about, truthfully. You know? But, I don't know. He don't care about that. You know, 1 minute he want to fight Errol, 1 minute he don't. I don't know what's wrong with that nigga. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I like the energy of Erickson Lubin. He with the smoke. You know what I mean? I'm going to post the link in the description. Y'all let me know what y'all think. What do y'all think Erickson Lubin should do next? Who do you think he should fight next? Let's go.